So, friends, today I want to speak about our future, about the decentralized validator and how it will be. We already made a snapshot for the stake drop Q3 2022, and we will have a stake drop in the next quarter. I will speak about it a little bit later because now we need to understand why we do all of it and how it will works. So for now, how it was. It was like with the all other validators. Core team of the validator control the validator, and validator validate a lot of networks. For the big period of time, core team of the posthuman validator control 100% of validator. Sometimes people tell, for now, posthuman not really decentralized validator. Of course, we are on the way of the decentralization. And all other validators, for now, control 100% of their validators. Now we are going to the next moment, how it works now. For now, we have decentralized autonomous synchronization that govern as the core team, as the posthuman validator. What does it mean? For now, we don't have a lot of smart contracts and a lot of moments we need to do manually. So now decentralized autonomous synchronization can vote for some proposals, and core team will listen these proposals and do what the decentralized autonomous synchronization decide. So this is how it works for now, how it can be used in the reality. For example, we have the liquidity on the Juno swap, and it's near 200,000 liquidity. Decentralized autonomous synchronization decide to take part of this liquidity and transfer it, for example, to osmosis, to have a new pool with Atom and PHMN, or with Osmo and PHMN. We can create the proposal in decentralized autonomous synchronization, and we will tell, let's posthuman core team will move it. For now, I responsible for the liquidity, and I responsible with ledger to protect it. But in future, we will do it with the smart contracts. Please remember that we start to decentralize posthuman validator less than half of a year ago. So we are on the way when it will be like this. So how it need to be? It need to be like this. Core team needs to stop to exist, and all of us will be the same members of the decentralized autonomous synchronization, and only thus will govern posthuman validator. And this is just a matter of the time. We need more smart contracts, and also we need our own blockchain for more effective governance of the posthuman validator. For now, core team is responsible for many different things. At first, infrastructure. And infrastructure is very important. So we pay for the all infrastructure for the more than 28 networks, 30 networks. And all of them need servers, and all of them need to be updated. So the main moment for now that core team do, it's infrastructure. Second main moment, it's a PHMN Juno liquidity pool. So it's a liquidity of the PHMN, and now it's controlled by the core team. But of course, decentralized autonomous synchronization can decide how we will use this liquidity, how we will transfer it. Core team is responsible for the contributions. We contribute a lot for the all networks that we validate, we contribute. So we don't have many validators just run the machine in the network and they do nothing else. They just, we validate this network, delegate to us. And they can write good morning or something like this. We really contribute, and we can show the lists for the all networks that we are validate. We contribute in the humanitarian field with the community, with making infographics, with sharing the information. We contribute as the technical contributors. We support a lot of IBC relayers. We made the tools and so on and so on. So for now, core team contribute for the all networks that we are validate. We are answering for the social media. We have the Twitter, Discord, Medium, and so on and so on. And we really glad that for now, more and more people from the community join us, and some of people from the community create Discord. So Discord wasn't created by the core team. Discord was already created by the community, and we support this people, we support these contributors, and I will speak about it later. We will support them from our treasury. So now we are answering also for the Sputnik network, and we will launch the blockchain, and looks like the blockchain of the Sputnik network and the POSTHUMAN validator, it will be the same blockchain, not to create more blockchains that we need. And we made a game. I will speak about it also later. If you already claimed the PHMN, we have the web page. We also work on the web page. And this web page will not be only just for the information. It also will have some services, so it will be more and more useful. And of course, it's a charity. We help to the several different initiatives, and we want to help more. And I will speak now how we can do it. So for now, POSTHUMAN validator generate value from the networks. We validate networks, and we have a commission. This commission, it's some real value. From different networks, we have different income. Some networks totally unprofitable, some networks really profitable. So this value for now goes to the core team, and the core team distributed manually. 20% goes to the Juno PHMN liquidity pool, and other part we divide among charity. We support some initiative in Nigeria, in Sri Lanka, Estonia, and in many other. We also help to many community members, and in the process of the war between Russia and Ukraine, we support a lot of people from the Ukraine. We support people to leave the Russia, and for now mobilization in Russia, and we help to the people to leave Russia, and we help them directly. We find for them places in another countries. So we try to help to the people, and we think that this is the most important what we need to do. It's help to each other. This is the power of the community. Part of these funds goes to the infrastructure, to pay for all servers, to pay for all updates, and part of these funds goes to the contributors. Thus everything works how it needs to be. The POSTHUMAN validator will always generate the value from the networks, and more networks we have, more value generated by the POSTHUMAN validators. And this value need to be distributed not manually by me, but by the smart contracts. And we are on the process of working on these smart contracts. And when they will work, it will be trustless with open code. And I will liberate myself from the doing something that smart contracts can do. So smart contracts will distribute this value to the PHMN liquidity, and this PHMN liquidity can be divided not only to the between many different liquidity pools, not only Juno PHMN LP, but also Atom PHMN LP and any other PHMN LP, that we can decide. Who will decide? Decentralized autonomous synchronization. It will govern all this activity with proposals. So thus we'll create proposals how to transfer liquidity of PHMN to the different dexes. Also, part of this value that is generated by the POSTHUMAN validator will go to our treasury, to our budget, to our community pool. And from this treasury, it will go to the charity, to the infrastructure, to the contributors, but not like before. for now, I need to do it manually. We will do it with the proposals. So decentralized autonomous synchronization will create proposal. We have in treasury some funds. Let's send them to Nigeria. We have funds in the treasury. Let's send them to pay for the infrastructure. We have funds in treasury. Let's send them to contributors. It means that every person from the community can do something good, contribute somehow to the posthuman validator, and after we can create the proposal. This person create a meme or run the local community. We will be really glad if we will run, for example, Chinese community, because China is a very big country, a lot of people there, and we already have a Russian-speaking community. We have Spanish-speaking community. It will be nice to have a German-speaking community and French-speaking community. So all people who will do something good for the posthuman validator, for now, get these funds directly from the core team, but we want to involve community more. So all these funds will go to treasury, and from treasury, by the proposals, will be distributed among all these categories that we see. So who control the DAS? How will be decentralized autonomous synchronization governed? By the PHMN holders and by owners of the governance NFT. What does it mean? What is the governance NFT? So for now, it exists possibility to buy PHMN, to exchange it on the JunaSwap. So person can be owner of PHMN, but in the same time, he can be not a delegator. And we want that only delegators of the posthuman validator govern the posthuman validator. Why? Because those people who delegate to posthuman are interested in the posthuman validator. So they will make good decisions. They need to govern posthuman validator. If person just buy PHMN and do nothing, PHMN, it's a voice, it's a voting power. And governance NFT mark you as the delegator. So all our delegators will get governance NFT. And if you have governance NFT, you can vote for proposals. If you don't have governance NFT, it means that you are not a delegator. It means that you can't participate in the governance of the validator. It means that you are just a buy PHMN. But if you have governance NFT, and also you have PHMN, because we distribute PHMN among those who delegate to us, you can govern posthuman validator. So about governance NFT and how it will work. Now we have a stake drop Q3 2022, and we now distribute PHMN among our delegators. And also after it will be at 10th or 11th of October, we will distribute governance NFT among our delegators. So we divide our delegators on the 6 different categories. It's a common staker, bronze staker, silver staker, golden, platinum, and brilliant staker. What does it mean? It means that common staker, it's a person who delegate to posthuman validator less than 0.001% of total individual stake. So it's a person who delegate us kind of $10, $20. These people don't risk with the big amount, so they common stakers can participate only proposals. That's about treasury. How we will spend the treasury? We will spend the treasury to the charity, to the infrastructure, to the contributors. So these people can spend community pool. They can participate in, let's spend funds for this, let's spend funds for that. Bronze staker, it's those who delegate to posthuman from 1 divide 1000 up to 1 divide 100% of total individual stake. They can not only vote for the spendings of treasury, but also they can vote for the change of validators commission For example, our delegators can think it's too big commission in the network, let's make it less, or it's too little commission. And we need to understand, more commission we have in the network, more funds will go to the treasury and more funds will go to the PHMN liquidity. Less commissions, more reward from the network. We think that our community will decide the best combination between the commission of validator and the network and between how much amounts we have in treasury and in liquidity of PHMN. If you are silver staker, if you are delegate us from 0.01 up to 0.1% of total individual stake, what means individual stake? It means that we don't count the delegation from the foundations. It means that, of course, or if we will count delegation from the foundations, all stakers will have very small percent. So we don't count in total stake. We count only total individual stake, not the total stake of the validator. So silver stakers can vote about spendings of treasury, change in validators commission, and also join new network. So our community can decide, let's start to validate new network. Which network? And if community will tell, we need to validate this network, we will start to validate network that will be decided by the community. And silver stakers, why common stakers and bronze stakers can vote for this? They delegate too little. So, for example, it can be just a person, especially from some scam network, can start to delegate and delegate a little, and after tell, let's join our scam network. To prevent this, we say, no, if you delegate us $100 or $10, you can't decide because you don't risk anything. And more person risk, more person have ability to decide. Golden stakers who delegate from 0.1 to 0.5% of total individual stake can participate in proposals about treasury, about changing validators commission, joining the new network. And also we say, okay, friends, you can also change the name or change the logo. If you delegate with us a lot, maybe you want to see the new logo, the new name, and you can vote for this. And also transfer liquidity. Because if you delegate with us a lot, you can decide where will be this liquidity. We can transfer liquidity to Osmosis or to Loop or to the Safe Chain, where we will transfer the liquidity from Juno Swap. And we can, for part of the liquidity, all the liquidity. Those who delegate with us a lot can decide. Those who delegate with us a little, if you delegate with us $100, you can't decide to move $100,000 liquidity to another DEX. So you need to delegate with us a lot to decide the questions about big amounts. So platinum stakers, those who delegate us from 0.5 up to 1% of total individual stake, can do all the same that all previous stakers, yes, like change a logo, transfer liquidity, but also change the percent of income to LP, to liquidity pool. So for now, the percent that we and to the liquidity of PHMN, it's 20%. People who delegate with us 10,000 and more can say, let's it will be 25%, let's it will be 23%. So they can decide so big and important questions. The brilliant stakers, those who delegate us more than 1% of total individual stake, they can vote for all previous moments and also left the network. Left the network, it's very responsible vision. So if we left the network, we stop to get any commissions from that network, we stop to contribute to that network, and only those who delegate us big amounts can decide, will we left network or not. If person delegate us $10 or $100, for them, they can say, oh yes, no, they don't risk nothing. People who delegate us big amounts risk with a lot. Their decision to left or not to left the network will be very balanced. They will think 100 times before vote yes or no. So you can now understand that, and more you stake with the validator, post-human validator, more bigger NFT you have, and this is governance NFT, and more time you with us, more your stake, and we will have the smart contract to change your old NFT. For example, you was silver staker and after became golden staker, you will have the possibility, smart contract, to change your NFT from silver to golden. So in one moment, it will be dynamic NFTs that will directly look at your percent of total individual stake and will change your NFT. And we are going to this. For this, we need our own blockchain. We will run it very soon. So second parameter for the governance NFT, it's a time period of stake. So some people stake with us less than 1 month. If people just start to stake with us, they don't really understand what is it. So we don't give them right to vote. But if person already stake with us 1 month, they can vote about proposals about treasury. If person stake with us 3 months and more, they can vote about treasury, about changing validator commission, and about joining the network. If person stake with us 6 months, they can decide questions about treasury, validators commission, joining new network, change name, logo, transfer liquidity. And if person stake with us 12 months and more, person can decide any questions, even changing of percent of income to LPs, and even about left the network. So we have kind of this. We can understand that even if you are a brilliant staker, if you delegate us a lot of funds, but if you are only 1 month with us, you can also only decide the questions about treasury. And it's not important which staker you are. If you stake with us only 1 month and less than 3, you can decide only about treasury, because it happens to prevent that person buy a big amount, stake with us, and start to govern in not in our interests. To prevent it, we say you need to be a long-term staker with us. So all stakers who are stake with us 1 month can decide how we will spend treasury, where will go our community pool. If they are already stake 3 months and more, but less than half of the year, common stakers can spend the treasuries, bronze stakers can spend treasury and change validator commission, silver, golden, and platinum and brilliant stakers can decide treasury, validator commission, join new network. If they stake with us 6 months and more, we can see how golden and platinum and brilliant stakers get more possibilities to create the proposals about also changing the name and the transferring of the liquidity. And those who stake with us 12 months or more, they get their full possibilities to govern. So it means that we trust to those who stake with us 1 year and more. And we will give the biggest, but for example, common staker who stake with us like $1, even if this person stake with us $1 12 months, it's not means that this person can decide about left the network or change income, because maybe the person just forgets that with us address, oh, I stake 0.1 atom and it's already more than 1 year. No, but it's a common staker. So all these 2 parameters of the parameter of the time period of stake and the parameter of amount give to us good possibility to understand who are interested in the governance and on which levels. Of course, this is our starting model. Of course, this model will be updated with the time. And of course, we hope that our community will be involved. We can create more different time periods, or we can create more different categories. We will meet with something that we still don't know, and we will add it. So this model is the proto model, how we see it. We want to discuss it with the community. We want our decentralized autonomous synchronization start to be real decentralized autonomous synchronization. We want a real decentralized validator. For now, we create this proto DAS where we already can decide some questions. And now we can see that my voting power is really big compared to others. It's a 15%. And I will change it. So in one moment, when we will distribute governance NFT and when we will see that community ready to govern the validator, I will unstake part of my voting power and will distribute it among other players. I will not sell it. We will not give to most active people to give them right to vote. So if we will watch the stats, we can see how it goes. Yeah, and for now we very depends of the price of Juno. As you can see, price of Juno goes up, our price goes up. That's why we need to create second pool that will be with some other coin, not only with Juno, to stop to be dependent only on the price of the Juno. Very soon, this in the 1 week, it will be not 53,000 but 54,000. We can see that our side of the pool with Juno always grew up, and we add more and more income. We see that we, for now, control the 98% of the liquidity. So we now can see that in the liquidity pool, only 10% of all PHMN, 70. So if we will turn off the liquidity, we will see that only 22% in the free circulation and 78 in the DAS. And it's 709 addresses. This amount grew up. So these people will govern the validator, and these people can decide, let's move this liquidity to another DEX. Let's move part of this liquidity to one DEX, part of this liquidity to another DEX, or let's send part of this liquidity to the treasury, and so on and so on. Here we can see the amount of tokens in my hand. This is how much I have for now, and this is the 15% of voting power. I promise to make this percent less and less. I want to have not more than 3%, maybe even less. But for now, while we are develop the decentralized governance, this is needed to prevent all speculations, because some people really ready to sell everything at the start. We are planning to build something really great, and to build something really great, we don't need to sell nothing at the start, because we see that the total max supply of the PHMN, it's only 131,000. It's less than the Bitcoins. It will be 21 million of Bitcoins. And max supply of PHMN will be only 131. If we will compare it with ION or with NETA, it's like 4 times more than ION or 4 times more than NETA. So just divide the price. But what you can do now with NETA, or what you can do now with ION, we don't really know. But with PHMN, already now, you can control the liquidity that near to $200,000. So PHMN already give to you a big possibilities, and it will be much more bigger possibilities. Yes, if we will return to our vision how it will be, we will understand that PHMN will have the very good price. Some people tell, oh, you distribute so small amounts among the people. Of course, because we for now distribute only 4,000 PHMN among all delegators and among all DAS holders. We can go to the brand book, open the presentation, and we can see the process. Of course, with the every drop, we will distribute a small amount, and we can read it directly. We can see how much will be distributed among the individual delegators and among the DAS holders. It's total. This is what's in the liquidity pool, and this is how much will get post-human core team. Very little. So with the quarter 3 stake drop, we distribute so small amount. And of course, people tell, oh, we get a little PHMN with the stake drop. Because we distribute a little. We will distribute this big amount for the 7 years. We don't want to distribute a lot of tokens among the airdrop hunters who will sell it and the price of token goes down because they don't care about nothing. We are not a speculation. We create the real useful token to govern the validators that validate more than 30 networks. Quarter 1, quarter 2 we already passed. Quarter 3, 4,000 PHMN, that it's 3% of max supply, will be distributed. 1,600 among the PHMN holders, 2,400 among individual delegators. For now, it's not really big amounts. Why? Because we do it step by step. Because in the next quarter, we again will have the stake drop. And after each quarter, we will have 2 stake drops. It means 8 stake drops in a year. Every 2 stake drops by 500 PHMN to holders and by 750 PHMN to delegators. 2 times in a quarter, 8 times in a year. So by the end, why we do this? Why we don't give all the tokens directly to all the people? They will sell it. If you get a lot of something for nothing, what you do with this? You sell it. If you get a little, and they tell you will get next small part later, next small part, you don't sell it, you keep it. And this is how our tokenomics is prevented from the pump and dump, because people can't sell more than they get. So now we will distribute 4,000 PHMN, and even if all people will decide to sell 4,000 PHMN, it's just a 3% of max supply. So they will not sell all. And moreover, I will not sell my tokens. I want to govern. And a lot of people are interested. And now we can see how much people are interested. Yeah, we see 700 people. How much people we need to govern the validator? I think it's already enough. If we look at some corporations or some countries, we will see that it's 9-10 ministers control the country. 9-10 directors control the multinational corporation. How many directors have Google? 9, 10, maybe 11. How many ministers in the country? 10, 12, 13. Friends, we create something much more bigger. And very soon, the total value and total capitalization of post-human validator will be much more bigger than some small countries on this planet. Feel free to watch our presentation and to understand the process of distribution. Now about claim, we create the claim page, very easy to connect with Kepler, yeah, and we can see some amounts. As you can see, also not really big amount. but we distribute it fairly. Everybody get a little. When everybody get a little, nobody sell. Everybody keep it. And this is the part of our tokenomics. Because look at all other projects who give a lot of tokens. What users do when they get a lot of tokens in the one moment? They sell it. We can see it by the many projects before. If somebody wants that we make the same mistake, give a lot of tokens after everybody will sell it, and after we are new shit coins that nobody need and nobody use, that's why we distribute it by the small parts. And those projects who distribute it not by the small parts, but give a lot in the one moment, they make a mistake. And we can see it on their charts. They have charts like this, boom, and after they don't get up. For now, we can see that we distribute PHMN tokens by the two groups, by the individual delegators and by PHMN holders. Among the delegators, we will distribute more. Totally, we will distribute 49,000 PHMN. Or it's a 37 of max supply by the individual delegators. And by the PHMN holders, we will distribute 23%. It's a 31,000. But we have a lot of delegators. So this amount will be divided among a big amount of the delegators. We have kind of 10,000 delegators, maybe more. Let's watch, for example, the mean scan by the Cosmos. Yeah, I think it's more. We will find the POSTHUMAN validator. Yeah, and if we will go here, we will see 13,000 of addresses. This amount will be distributed. 31,000 will be distributed by the PHMN holders who hold it in DAS. For now, it's 700 people. Even if it's less, yes, so. And we can see that we will distribute 1,600 PHMN among PHMN holders. And how much now PHMN log in the DAS? Total holders, 37,000. So 1,600 of PHMN will be distributed among all this amount. And that's why every person, for every one PHMN, it will be kind of 0.0104 PHMN. If you hold in this 100 PHMN, you will get 4.3 PHMN. It means that for the quarter, it's a 4.3%, but quarter, it's 3 months. So it means that for now, APR kind of 4.3 multiply 4, 16, 17.2. The APR for now, 17.2% in PHMN, if we will go by this mathematic. Yeah, Valentin.
Vladimir, can you show where people can check their amount of posthuman tokens for the DAS holdings in the claim web interface?
At the claim web interface, here is, you have for holding DAS. Can you see it? So when I connect my Cosmos, I can go to the DAO, and we can see that in the DAO staked 5,000. For the 5,000 staked PHMN, I will not sell this. It will be distributed among the most active people. As you can see, for example, now we have the Discord, and people make a cool Discord. So all these PHMN that I will get, they will be distributed among the contributors, those who bring the real value. And if I, for example, change my address for some other, so we can see that I can claim only for holding DAS 0 PHMN, because from this address I don't hold nothing in the DAS. If I will go here and update this, we will see your voting. You are not a member. If you are not a member, you get nothing. If you are member, if you hold your tokens in the DAS, you will get more. Also, if you want to see, to find it, we have the PHMN docs, yeah, and here is, you can find the all important information. So we can see the all addresses. So one of the person holding DAS 5,300. It's not me. This is me. This is not me. Yeah, some people hold 2,000. Those who hold 2,000 will get 84, and so on and so on. So we can see all the list for the snapshot. On the moment of the snapshot, it was 690 people, and we can see how much person holding us and how much this person will get. The main idea of all we do, it's decentralize the governance of the validator. It's create something new, make the validator under control of the delegators. And in this case, we prevent the main dangers for any network. All the networks are afraid what will be if validator concentrate big voting power. It will be the threat of the centralization. And we can see it in a lot of Cosmos networks. If validator centralize it and behind the validator, one person or two or three or small group, it's a threat because these people can vote in own interests. But if it's a decentralized validator that are governed by huge community, it's not a threat anymore because it's the same decentralized. It's a kind of the validator became a blockchain. So one blockchain is validated by another blockchain. And very soon we will run the blockchain for the posthuman validator to make the easy process of the smart contracts that will collect all the income and transfer it to the different liquidity pools. And we will do it with the smart contracts. And if we will run our IBC blockchain for this, it will be very easy because we can do it directly. And some other validators will validate the blockchain of the posthuman. And this is kind of the amazing because not only we will be interested in the posthuman validator, but other validators will be interested in the posthuman validator. We will make more cooperation. We will stop to compete. For now, we have the situation when in many chains, validators are always competing for the delegators, and they can be not really friends. They try to steal delegators from each other. But this is the threat of the centralization. It's a threat of the security for any networks. Cool network, it's a network where all validators protect their security, not compete with each other. Don't fight for the delegators, but thinking at first about the security. And when one validator see other validator as the friend, this is the good for the security of the network. So we just go step by step of our vision, how Web3 need to be developed, how blockchain need to be developed, and how we can prevent all the threats of the centralization, and how we can keep the highest level of the security in the same time. So I really hope that more validators will go by our ways, more validators will decentralize the governance. We are now the first who do it, but somebody need to be first. What's the problem? Second moment, that on our experience, people will learn more. And the third moment, that more and more other validators understand how it's cool. And we already speak with several validators, and they start to buy PHMN and send it to us to be a part of the governance. So it means that some validators will be the governance of the posthuman validator. And this is kind of new level. This is the fractal. This is kind of the matryoshka. Yeah, when we start to be more dependent of each other, and my interests became the interests of others. And it's kind of what's written in the Bible, love your neighbor like you are. When I validate your network and you validate my network, you my neighbor, and I'm your neighbor, and I love you like you are, and you love me like I am. And this is how we need to create the relations, not to make an endless competition, try to get 3.6, 3.4% more, but to create new level of the communication that will be based on understanding that all of us, it's a part of the huge decentralized meta-organism, that we are not alone anymore, that we can distribute our ego, that you can be the same important for me like I am. And this is, it needs, of course, take times. It's need to change the paradigm, but it where we want to go, where we need to go if we want to change this world. If somebody have any questions, feel free to ask. I will glad to answer.
Will we have a different solution except this magic transaction solution to claim posthuman stake drop in the nearest future?
From one side, nothing hard in making magic transaction. Just send the magic transaction with memo. This is not looks like a problem. And for the old crypto users, it's like this. But more and more new users comes, and for them it's not so easy. So we decide that for now, how we distribute PHMN, we collect all the magic transactions for some period of time. After we see all people who claimed their PHMN and all those who didn't claim, we will distribute PHMN, not claim PHMN, among those who claimed. And because of it, we need to wait for the period of time when all people who want to claim it. Next time, we will say, okay, those who claim will get PHMN directly in the moment. You claim it and you get it. And all who didn't claim for the time period, all other PHMN will go to the treasury. And we all will decide how to distribute it. For example, some people forgot, was in the coma, in the hospital, didn't claim their PHMN, and after 3 months of the coma, they come and say, friends, I missed the previous stake drop. Where is my PHMN? We say, in the treasury. Let's make a proposal. This person really controls these addresses. He really was in the coma, in hospital. Let's give this person PHMN from the treasury. Everybody vote. If yes, yes. If no, no. If the community will decide that it's not a good reason to be in the hospital, it will be like this. So every decision will be made through the proposals. So next stake drop, you will get PHMN directly. Just come, claim, get, and it will be much more faster. And all others not claimed PHMN after some period of time will go to the treasury. And we will decide how we will spend it. For now, we see some vision and we have this model, but it not means that it's perfect. It will be more and more perfect with your help. And community call, when the people from the community come, and how I understand, all people who are here hold their PHMN and DAS and interested in the future. So you can offer any idea. You can say, let's do like this, let's do like that. Because we have interest to make the best for all of us. We have the real value, we have the real validator. Yeah, and we want to decentralize it because it will better for core team. Now we are responsible for the security for all validators. And I don't want to be responsible for the 28, 30 networks. Let's be responsible for this together. And let's divide all income together. And let's divide all problems together. Because if I share with you my problems, I have less problems. But if I share with you our success, all of us get more success. So let's share with each other all good and all bad, and all of us will have more good and less bad. And this is nice that it works like this.
So I have a question. You've mentioned dynamic NFTs earlier, right? The question is, which technology will you use actually to make this happen so that this actually works?
So I think it will be our own blockchain at first. That will be Cosmos SDK based with the smart contracts and so on. At second, it's a JavaScript, because what is the NFT? NFT, it's the token that I can add. Yes, when I send common token, in common token I can write memo. Hello, my friend. Or this is for this is for that. The text in the memo, it's a text, it's a program code can be. So I can put there the program code. And this program code I can, and NFT, it's the same token like a number, but not a number. Yes, some hash that I can resend to each other that have some ID with the memo, and there will be the code. And looks like it will be JavaScript because it's the easiest way to create these dynamic NFTs. This code will look at the blockchain, in the information of the blockchain. In our information, in POSTHUMAN blockchain, we will collect the data about how much every staker have delegation, when his delegation started, because we validate 29 networks. So we can get data from all the networks and put this data to our blocks. Kind of imagine the block where all transactions, it's blocks from other blockchains, block made of blocks. It will not be directly like this. It's just for the more easier understanding. Of course, we can interested experience have Odin protocol with their dynamic NFTs, where the NFT with atom changed the color when the price of the atom changed. Yeah, but in this case, we have less problems because we don't need to look to some centralized or Web2 services, because these parameters, time period of delegation of every address, and second parameter, amount and total stake from all, we can get directly from the blockchains. The only one that we need to get from the outside, from the Web2, from the centralized world, it's a conversion to the fiat. And this is from one side problem, from other side not a problem, because we can don't look for the conversion to fiat, but look through the conversion to stable coins on the DEXs. To stop to use any Web2 services, and we will directly see how with every block we will count the weight of every NFT, and you will see my NFT now, it's a silver staker, but I add stake, it became golden staker, and it will be with the time of the block in the 7 seconds. New block, it's recounted, and every of us will have such dynamic NFTs, and everybody will be totally sure why I have this stake, because of the data in the blockchain. Yeah, so everybody will be sure that they have NFT that's totally show the amount and time period. Everybody of us will be sure that nobody fake any information. It will stop these questions, oh, I was delegated, but why I don't get it? They will stop, because look at the blockchain. Yeah, some people come and tell, oh, I delegate you EVMOS, why I don't get the stake dropped by the EVMOS? You say, oh, let's check, go to the mean scan, look, because you start to delegate after the snapshot. Yeah, and in all these questions always have the one answer. If somebody delegate but don't get, why? Because you start to delegate after the snapshot. In this case, these questions will stop, because your NFT will show to you directly all the information by all your chains. it will be very easy. It also can be used like a decentralized oracle. It also can be used as some data analytics and so on and so on. This will be one more interesting usability for PHMN, because for now PHMN it's a CV20 token on Juno, but when we will run our own blockchain, we will have native PHMN, and we will have a possibility to swap PHMN CV20 on the native PHMN. And in our network, we will start to use PHMN to pay the fees, and so on and so on. So we just at the beginning of our journey, but we need to understand that we exist less than half of a year.
I've written some more questions.
Yeah, of course.
If I may ask, I don't want to take the word from anyone else here, but so speaking of your token, which pairs do you have personally in mind for PHMN?
So I think that the whole Cosmos, very based on the atom. And if we will look at the Cosmos ecosystem, we have the total capitalization of Cosmos ecosystem, and we have capitalization of atom. So we can speak about domination of atom. The last time when I was counted, the domination of atom in Cosmos ecosystem, 28%. So it's the main coin for the Cosmos ecosystem. Second, after it goes Crypto.com, and third by the capitalization go Luna Classic. Luna Classic we will not count. So now we can see that market capitalization of Cosmos, it's 3.8 billions. Yes, and all Cosmos ecosystem, read more about Cosmos ecosystem, it's 13 billions. Yes, if we will divide 3.8 to 13.1, domination of the atom for now 29%. So by this way, by this easy logic, I think to have the LP atom PHMN, it's very interesting and cool. Second moment, of course, if we will do it on the osmosis, it's nice to also to make it with the osmosis. For now, we see that the biggest projects that we trust more, it's Cosmos, Osmosis, Evmos, Juno. These projects are kind of fundamental. That's why this may be 4 coins, but with Juno we already have. So Atom, Osmo, Evmos looks like the most preferable. But of course, we need to make the kind of proposal and choose the best for the liquidity. We can see now that we have the 173,000 of liquidity. It means that we can keep on Juno swap part of this liquidity and transfer part of this liquidity to the osmosis. I don't think that now it's good time, because if we want to create the liquidity with another token, for example, we take the half of liquidity, get it out from the Juno swap, Juno change on Atom, and Atom together with Juno add to the pool of liquidity. It's how we can do for now manually, easy solution. If the Juno price will be bigger, maybe we will compare to the Atom. We will get more atoms in the liquidity pool with PHMN. So maybe better to wait for the best price between Juno and Atom. Or if we will want to make a LP with osmosis, better to wait for the best prices between Juno and osmosis. But I think we need to stop to be depend only on the Juno, and it will be nice if we will have other pools. It will make the price of the PHMN more stable. We need to do it also together with community. For example, maybe we can make some networking. Some people want to run the DEX. They need to have some liquidity. We will say, okay, if you are a cool project, if you are decentralized, if you are not a speculation, we can move part of our liquidity to your DEX, but from your side, put your part of the liquidity. Maybe it will be profitable and it will be win-win as for us, as for the DEX. Yeah, because osmosis, they can say, we are too big, why we need to care 100,000 more, 100,000 less, because they have a lot of. But for the some DEXs, maybe $100,000 of liquidity, it's cool and nice, and maybe they will be interested in it.
Yeah, of course, you have a point in this matter. And I was personally thinking about Loop Finance. They have launched a cool DEX. They also have an NFT market integrated. And you guys want to launch your own NFT, you said. And I think it's a very good, well, I think it's pretty
We can
fitting.
speak also about the Loop. Also, I heard also Asa was speaking about Loop DEX. I think we will create NFTs on the OmniFlix, because OmniFlix have a real huge functionality. At the OmniFlix, we can very fast and easy realize NFTs that will be transferable or will not be transferable. I easily can, after we will make some content, and you have this NFT, and you have NFT on the Juno address, but you join the OmniFlix. OmniFlix check your Juno address, see this NFT, give to you access to watch this video, and so on and so on. They have a really amazing functionality, and I think that we will mint NFTs on the OmniFlix because of the usability. We believe in the technology at the first. We understand that the economical questions, it's a high volatility, like hype, not hype. Technology will always with us. So technology don't have such crazy volatility, but it's slowly grew up, slowly grew up. We will be at the top very soon. But what means very soon? Not in the 2 months, not in the 3 days. Yeah, when we speak very soon for the project, we understand that the projects grew up like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Compared to the other projects from the industrial paradigm, we will be very fast. But compared to the person, where is my Lambo? Already 3 days? No, of course, it's not happens. Something can give you, of course, very big percent in the very short period if it's a pure speculation. But this is the like a go to the casino and playing casino. And we are not a casino. We are creating something real. Yeah. So, friends, we are already get up a little bit. We will get up a little bit more, get up a little bit more. And we will go step by step. And with every implementation, with every new step, with every new functionality, we will grow up in the price. Why? Because we will bring more and more profit to the PHMN. Because the price of PHMN, it's a trustless price. You don't need to believe that the PHMN will have bigger price in the future. It will have, because we take the income of the validator and put it to the price of the PHMN. It's not about the believeness. It's like, okay, for now you need to believe that I will put on the ledger buttons and send this. Yeah, and now it's based on my reputation. But soon it will be with the smart contracts. Smart contracts will take the income. Smart contracts will send it to the liquidity pool. And in this case, it will be trustless price. And it will just grow up while the crypto exists. I think maybe in the one future, it will be maybe some quantum chains or blah, blah, blah. Until 2035, this scheme will work perfectly.
Yeah, the consideration of the right DEX, I think it's a very valid point, and you have to be very careful when picking the right DEX for listing another pair of PHMN. Also considering, maybe I'm thinking wrong here, but with the recent development of those margin trading platforms. I don't know. I personally have like the experience with some DAOs that implemented margin trading, and as soon as the bear market came, they all got shaved, and the token as well. So maybe it would be important to watch out for this.
Yeah, that's why we love this mathematics of the liquidity pools, because as you can see, the all bear market, all coins that you can trade, as the margin trade goes down, people sell them. But in our case, we are just grew up in the price, because when you take one part of the pool too much, it exists immediately interest to make it balanced back. So it means that the mathematics of the liquidity pool perfectly works with the arbitrage. So that's why I don't see any reason to be listed on centralized exchange or create some margin trade or something like this. But to have second liquidity pool will be very useful for us, because now price of PHMN totally depends on the Juno. And if we will start to be depends of the one third coin, it will create the economical flow, because all the time one price goes up, another goes down. Arbitrage bots, arbitrage people will change Juno to the Atom, Atom to PHMN, PHMN to the Juno, Juno, and they will do like this. It's just imagine the battery that have not only plus and minus, they have plus, minus, and the star. We go something from the dual systems, where we have 0 and 1, to the trial systems, where we have 0, 1, and not 0, no 1. How quantum computer works and so on. So in this case, in adding of the third pair, when we will have kind of 3 pools, and Atom Juno pool we already have, 2 new pool, and Juno PHMN we have. So if we will have PHMN Atom, we will have this battery that will make endless flow. So we will write the bots like change, and it also will help, and it will always help to us, because we take part of our income, buy our tokens, and put it back. This is like, I don't know why other people still don't use this mechanics, but this is just pure mathematics that always will make price grow up. And that's why we create so little new PHMN every time. Because if we create a lot of PHMN every time, it can crash the price in this system. But if you already have a lot in the liquidity pool, and you create a little from the one side, but a lot from other side, this a little will not change nothing. So that's why we will create by the small parts PHMN until all PHMN will be created. And after it, it will be much more cooler, because after it, one side stop of the pools stop to grow up, and the other always grow up. This will be the golden ages of PHMN.
Yeah, I think it's totally fitting, especially with these new proposals moving out, like this interchain scheduler, or to be more precise, MEV for Cosmos, that they recently introduced. So probably this will balance out those.
Yes, it's very nice that interchain accounts will help to us, because we collect delegators from so many different chains. And after you will have this one interchain account, it will be really easy to collect all this income and to transfer it. And we will have much more possibilities. So it means that after we will have the PHMN liquidity, we will have the treasury, and we can say we have in treasury such amount. Let's delegate this amount from the treasury to the posthuman. Treasury will get income, and this income from the treasury that we delegate to ourselves, we distribute it among the all PHMN holders. Beautiful.
So what's your view on incentives for those LP pools? Or is it not fitting quite.
It means like who will give these incentives? It means like we can't give incentives in PHMN because we have the tokenomics, how it grew up, and this is first. Second, we are not really interested. So it means we don't distribute PHMN by those who provide the liquidity. And for now, Posthuman Validator is the main liquidity provider of PHMN. So for us, it's important that decentralized autonomous synchronization controls this liquidity because it's our liquidity. It's liquidity of all people who govern the validator. Who will give incentives? So it can be if new DEX want to have some liquidity, they can say, oh, Posthuman community, you are big. It's a 29 different chains. You are delegators, you govern. Move part of your liquidity to our DEX, and we will give you for these incentives for you to the treasury. And from treasury, we will distribute these incentives among all PHMN holders. So it can be like this. So we already important for the other networks. Other networks invite us to validate. Why? Because we bring real value. We contribute, we do a lot. So we don't want to stop to do this. We are builders, we are creators on the different levels, from the code to the videos and so on. So we don't want to stop to do this. We need to be useful for others. That's why others will invite us and they will want to see us. And after we will have the treasury, some person can come and say, I create the cool dashboard, blah, 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 or new tools for this or that. We give funds from the treasury to this person. And because of this dashboard, we other networks tell, oh, Posthuman provides these tools and this dashboard. Come to validate us and delegate to us funds. From these commissions, we have the liquidity to PHMN. And everybody win. So I make a tool for the some network, get the from the treasury, and everybody get because new network join us and delegate to us. So we see it like this. Like everybody want to see customization in the validator. Why? Customization provide add you to the mean scan. Customization add you to the customization wallet app. Customization will give you some infrastructure. So this is the brilliant way. We also provide different services. So this is how we see the development of the good validator to be very important for the others.
Yeah, that's totally valid point that actually those DEXs or even SEXs, like what would you do if you get approached by, let's say, a SEX like Kraken or so? Like, this is not quite fitting well.
I don't
like
think
the
that they are
tokenomics,
interested. So it means for this we need to be a speculation coin because every sexes they are not interested. For them it's not important. You can exchange the cucumbers to the sausages for them because they get person from every exchange. For them it's not important what you are exchange. For them it's important every interaction. Track. And trade more. What? We don't care. We are not a coin for the trading. We are not created for the trading. And we especially do everything that people use it as the governance token, not as the trading. So, of course, people can trade it. And we can see how many people trade it. And we can see how many. But this is like a stocks for the future income of the validator. And bigger validator, posthuman validator became more percent you have. So it means like you have a stocks of the company have a income, you get part of this income. And you just hold your PHMN and because of it you get income. When you sell PHMN, you stop to get income. It's kind of this. And we think that we will be profitable. We're already profitable. I think we will more profitable than we are now.
Yeah, with the whole project actually having a big inner value, it's actually like Yeah, always like this, that you don't have to approach anyone by yourself, but they approach you. So I was just wondering if we shouldn't have to brace ourselves and like think long term that this situation might occur. But okay, we have spoken enough about finance. Coming back to your blockchain, what did you imagine like about the number of validators for this PHMN blockchain?
To be true, we don't want to be closed in the some amount of the validators for the real security of the network. I think it's enough, or like 50 validators, it's already enough. It's very hard to come to the any consensus between people if you already 50. If you already 30, it's very hard. Yeah, why the amount of the validators are like important? Because exists conspiracy theory that, oh, if you have a little validators, these validators can meet somewhere in the chat, make a conspiracy, let's upload new blockchain and take all our money because they will upload the new blockchain. As the result, we see all of validators already in the group of the Discord. We already try to find the consensus, but we even can't find the consensus about proposal number, I don't know, blah, 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 36. It means that 50 people who are in the one network, who are live by the interest of this network and want to do something, can't find the consensus by the one of proposal. And some of them vote yes, some of them vote no, some of them vote abstain, some of them vote not with veto, and some of them didn't vote. So it means to make this conspiracy, yeah, if you have already 50 players, it's impossible. What we need to do, or it must be the questions that everybody say, yeah, of course, update to new version, of course, yes. And everybody update. Such proposals exist. Or if it's really bad proposal, everybody vote no. Yeah, but already 30 or 50 players, it's we can tell that it's a theoretically pure decentralization, because will be very hard to come to consensus. Totally, it's not so by our vision how blockchain need to be. It will be possible to make endless amount of the validators, because we want to use not the proof of stake, but of proof of time. And it will be a little bit another system of how validators will be incentivized. They will be incentivized not because of the amount of the delegators. They will be incentivized because of their uptime. So if validator have 100% uptime, he get 100% tokens. If validator have only 50% uptime, he have 50 tokens. If when we see that total amount of tokens is 150, we can say that 100 tokens from 150, it's a 66%, 50 tokens from 150, it's a 33%. So these two validators will share their validator pool 33% to 66%. And all validators don't need to fight for the delegators, because no delegators are not exist. They are fighting because of uptime. My uptime is better. I will buy better internet connection. I will find better server. I will do this better to have a better technical uptime. And in this case, it's not important how much validators we have, but I don't think that we need like 1,000 or something like this. I think, and we will not make an incentivized testnet. We will not collect testnet hunters. We don't need some people who will come to our network to take the value and run away. We will make the testnet and devnet and testnet, and those who want to participate will be there. And how much it will be, I don't know, but I totally sure that we already have enough people who are thinking much more bigger than the economical reasons. And because of it, IPFS exists. And because of it, Wikipedia exists. And because of it, validators collect together and began to speak about the problems of the decentralized governance. And we can see among these validators, Stakefish, Citadel One, and others. And these people speak about non-economical questions. So these people will be interested in the participation in such testnet and after mainnet just to test the new governance model. This is why I totally sure that we will get the highest quality of the validators with the minimum spendings.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Like you've already partially closed some of my questions because one of them was like, what's the criteria for validators? Like,
yeah,
the criteria for people like to join actually your network. What will be the important?
Not real criteria. It means like if you are interested in only making money, and you come and say, will I get something if I will validate your testnet? We look and say, no, nothing. No incentives. Just people here, too geeky. We want to test some models. We need to get, you are spending time to test some networks and getting up, but we getting pleasure from the testing of this network. If you get the pleasure from the testing of the network, doing something, speaking with others, try to send 1 million empty transactions and watch what will be and how will works. Or let's create this theoretical situation. If the attacker will do this, who will be attacker? You will be attacker. No, you will be attacker. If you really enjoy of this, you will be there. If you will say, if nobody pay me, I will not participate. Very good. So when your friends call you to play football, hey, go with us, play football. You don't ask them, like, what I will get it. You take the water, I don't know, cookies, football, ball, and run to play with your friends. Or it can be mothers and daughters. Yes, if you are girl, they say, let's go play mothers and daughters. Nobody ask what I will have. It's kind of the plain interesting game. The criteria, it's to have a wish to create something new.
Yeah, I think you'll find lots of Cosmos people that will actually find pleasure in this kind of validation.
That's why we so like Cosmos ecosystem, because it's full of enthusiasts who are ready to do something without any incentives, because the best incentives is it's doing something. So we plan to join Axelar, and we already run the validator in Axelar. We are just in inactive set. We hope maybe we will get delegation from the Axelar to be in active set. Maybe not, who knows. We already start to validate Honeywood. We are interested in the validation of SEI network. Also, we look for the SSV network, very interesting. It's about decentralized validators, but on Ethereum. Also, we was thinking about running our validator in the Ethereum 2.0 to get the data, to have the node, and to don't ask nobody others about the RPC, but also with the staking model, it will be benefit for all of us. Interesting network that we also want to join, it's a Massa. It's a not Cosmos, not Tendermint based, but with IBC network, and we are speaking also with them. Also, Aura network, it's a very interesting way to make a mass adoption of NFTs. We think it's very important to support the projects that will help to my mother buy the NFTs without remembering of 20 words, blah, blah, blah. But of course, the very interesting, much more interesting than validate other networks, it's to build your own network. So most of our interests now in the creating of our own blockchain. with some new functionalities that nobody have before. And also there will be a game or so many interesting things, but this is really, it's 2 hours more about all our plans on the blockchain.
Vladimir, can you also share your thoughts about the Metarchy video you've posted today?
We make a game, and it will be the blockchain game.
Guys, and we are also right now have a form to you can fill it if you want to participate in distributed validator systems. It is available right now on the PostHuman Discord channel, and if you will fill it, we can check it and we'll connect with you and ask few questions about it, and we will share our vision, our thoughts as DVS members, and how we can help you, how you can participate in our think tanks, and that's it.
I can share some cards, for example, or some process of the making of this game, how it will be, and a big group of the designers and developers now make this game. It will be play to earn game with NFTs. All characters will be NFTs, and it will be totally Web3. We are prepared for the landing page and so on and so on. So to be true, from one side, I can share some insights, how it will looks, some moments of the game, but full explanation of the game will be very soon, and we will publish the...
Vladimir, check please Sputnik Dish and the latest video that was published here.
Sputnik Dish. Yeah.
Will somebody who are holding posthuman tokens, will they have benefits or something like this in this game?
Yeah, moreover, I want to share some insights. This is how will be distributed tokens of the new blockchain. And as you can see, the biggest part of the new tokens, 50%, will be stake drop for the Cosmos ecosystem delegators for the different validators, not only for the posthuman. This is how we will distribute the economical tokens of the network, Sputnik network, where will be the game, and I think it will be, and this blockchain will be also the blockchain of the posthuman, to don't create more new blockchains. And big part will be distributed among the delegators of the Cosmos ecosystem, some part of Solana delegators, some part of Mina protocol delegators. Maybe it will be changed if Mina will go to the Rust language and will good integrated, we will count these delegators. If not, maybe we will use another solution. I don't know for now, because I need to be more deep in the how Mina start to develop. But at first, Mina was developing very good. Now I need to be more informed what happens with them. But near to 1%, 0.9 of the stake drop will go to PHMN holders. But you need to understand that it's a big amount. Yeah, because PHMN holders in DAS, not so many, but they will get a lot. So this is the super beautiful part, because it's a same big as the, for example, bug bounty. And it means, just imagine how many delegators in the Cosmos ecosystem in all networks. And it's all the Cosmos, most of the chains. We want to make a very big drop to have a lot of users. a lot of people will get, but by a small part, but not a lot. PHMN holders will get a lot compared to all others categories. But this is some insights. We are just preparing this. The full documentation will be soon. Something can changes, but not in the questions of the PHMN.
Can I ask one last question? It may be a little bit hard to answer because it's a little bit techy. I have an acquaintance from the Odin protocol community, like he is also a dev, and he asks whether the new PHMN blockchain will have the ability to work like a cross-chain indexer, like Graph, GRT. I don't know if you're familiar with this project.
Yes, I know. The Graph, very good project. I like this. Very interesting to validate the Graph also.
Yeah, so he's asking whether the PHMN blockchain will also have like these abilities to index different blockchains, because you told like you will index different chains to see the state of those delegators, yeah, this will also like somehow correlate with those dynamic NFTs and so on. So yeah, he's working on some kind of tool, he was telling me. He kept it a little bit secret what he's specially developing, but yeah, I also told him about you and the POSTHUMAN community, and yeah.
So it will be very nice to invite him and to do something together, because as we validate so many different networks, we can get the data from a lot of different networks, and we already work with this. So for example, to make the stake drop, to collect all the to see all the delegators and so on in different chains, and to compare it everything with each other. We even have the core team member Evgeny, who is the data scientist. So this is the very interesting data science in the blockchain. It's very interesting and cool. And if somebody want to also to help us or to build together with us, we invite. If somebody interested in, when we will start our blockchain, it also will kind of trustless RPC node for the many different blockchains. Exist several interesting moments that are totally technical, and I don't sure that it will be interesting for everybody. So I will not speak a lot about this. But if you have some technical people, developers who are interested in some decentralized oracles, indexers, or analytics, or invite them, because we will win from this. We need enthusiasts who love data the same like we love data.
Yeah, regarding RPC, this is his favorite topic. He is always asking like, where the hell are those RPCs for those different Cosmos chains? And he's always struggling to find those. Yeah, I think he will like this.
Yeah, I hope he will. So the best solutions, it's the solutions for those problems that we have by ourselves. Because if we have a problem, it means it's not only our problem. We are not so unique as everybody of us thinking. So if I have a problem, near 500 million people on the planet have the same problem. Maybe a little bit less, yeah. And as the validators, we meet with the problems. As the blockchain enthusiasts, we meet with some problems. And of course, our blockchain will the answer for these questions. And it will help not only for us to solve these problems, it will help to all others who have the same problem. And all of us have the same problems.
Yeah, I want just to round up all my questions from earlier with asking you, like, how did you actually come up with this idea of creating this DAS?
The idea was it's it's combination of all others ideas. Yes. So in one moment, I just meet with the same problems with which all other met before. Like, what if the small centralized group will accidentally died, or like crash of the airplane or something like this? And if from this small group depends a lot, it's a big tragedy. And in one moment, I was looking on the Cosmos ecosystem and understand, oh, okay, we provide this ABC relier, and we provide this ABC relier, and we provide this ABC relier, and I understand, wow, if we will stop to exist, yeah, and something happens, it will be not cool for the many people. And I began to feel this responsibility. The start of my responsibility started that I take the ledger, put the mnemonic inside of the ledger and send it to my brother. And I tell, if something happens with me, they'll assess have my brother with the ledger. After I understand, okay, if something happens with my brother, I send to the Albert. And okay, my ledger with the mnemonic already in 3 places. Cool. The people who, after I understand, okay, but 3 people, it's need to be decentralized. Yeah. And if person control only one node in the only one chain, it's not a problem because they not provide any cross chain infrastructure. If the validator connect many different chains between each other, validator need to be responsible, and validator need to work even if with the people behind the validator something happens. And this is what like the validator needs to be distributed. Validator validate decentralized network. Validator also need to be decentralized. No other ways. Like we need to decentralize as much as we can. And this is idea. So come step by step. At the beginning, it wasn't like, so at the beginning, it was like with everybody, oh, I want to validate the network and bring some contributions, bring some value to the network. I like this network, how I can support network. Oh, the best is to validate this network. After it's step by step, this understanding of when we start to think more about like which problems we have, why the centralization from the Binance is the dangerous, why it's dangerous to have the big part of the stake among small amount of the validators, which problems we met in the governance when the validators with the big stake don't participate, the questions of the governance when like a veto, quorum, and so on and so on. And this step by step lead for the looking for the answer, how we can solve all these problems that we already have. Decentralization of the governance of the validator for now looks for me like the easiest of the solutions that we can implement in the real life for the short period of time.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying this.
So, friends, let's finish the community call on this. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the community. And also we will make a community call for the Russian speakers because we have a lot of big Russian speaking community. So thank you very much that you was with us. See you soon. Decentralize everything.